Your kids are not that important. Now wait a minute, before everybody freaks out, hear me out here. It happens too many times where spouses put their children first over their spouse. And then it happens so often that it becomes just a part of normal life, and then you get years down the road and then you realize that intimacy and the fun and the excitement that you used to have with your spouse before there were kids is now gone. Before my wife and I had kids, we made an agreement that we would always come first. We have no problem taking our kids to our in-laws and dropping them off for the weekend and going and visit a nearby city or something to that nature. We also make sure that the kids are in bed at a certain time every single night so her and I can have one-on-one time. That one-on-one time is used differently throughout the week. Maybe we'll watch a show on Netflix. Maybe we'll do some yoga. Or maybe either way, we make it a priority to have that time together on a daily basis. And don't get it twisted, y'all. It doesn't mean you don't love your children just as much. Trust me, my kids are my world. But they'll be miserable if my marriage is miserable.
You don't get what you want. You get what you are. You've got to become what you want. You've got to realize that the minute you hold your mind in harmony with the good you want, then you've already got it. It's only a period of time till it manifests in physical form.
Truly understand who you are. Learn yourself.
Yeah.
Learn yourself. Learn your pros and your cons. Get your flaws. Get them out the way, but with you, not to nobody else. This is a you and you thing of the shit that you know you need to work on. And I'm telling you, people, when you really look yourself in the mirror and you start to pick yourself apart by yourself, there's only room for improvement. It's easy to ignore your bullshit.
Also, other people can't tell you things you don't already know.
Fuck. You're 1,000% right.
If you're struggling to improve your life and it's not working, you might be looking down on the simple things you need to do. For example, reaching out to a new person is a simple idea, but it's hard. And it's easy to run the numbers and think you'll need to meet 10 people before you make a good friend, so it's not worth the work to reach out to this one person right in front of you right now. So you look for a better solution, something more complex. And you tell yourself a story about how later you'll be a better person and everyone will like you. And now the tiny action of reaching out to one person feels useless and pathetic in comparison to your big plans. And then you don't do anything. If you want to move forwards, look at the small things as extremely important and go do them. Don't look for the big solution. Solve something small now. Do that many times, and soon you will find the small actions will turn into big results.
What if I told you this was the last Monday morning of your life? What if I told you you die this week? Would you complain about your crap job or that test you don't want to take? I doubt it. You would go much higher level thinking. Well, that's really what it takes. It takes understanding that if you're not pumped right now, if you're begrudging what you're about to do, if you're not looking forward to it, look, you might not even be alive. Like, your mom and dad could have had sex like 3 minutes later and you wouldn't even exist, and you're complaining. You could have ended up being a bus, a tree. I just don't get the mentality of being head down sad on a Monday morning.
We fall in love with 3 people in our lifetime. Our first love. This love often happens at a young age. You eventually grow apart, call it quits over silly things. When you grow older, you may look back and think it wasn't love. But the truth is, it was. It was love for what you knew love to be. Then there's our second love, the hard one. You get hurt in this one. This love teaches us lessons and makes us stronger. This love includes great pain, lies, betrayal, abuse, drama and damage. But this is the one where we grow. We realise what we love about love and what we don't love about love. Now we know the difference between good and bad partners. Now we become closed, careful, cautious and considerate. We now know exactly what we want and what we don't want. Then there's our third love. This one comes blindly. No warning. It creeps up on you silently. You don't go looking for this love. It comes to you. You can put any wall up you want. It'll be broken down. You'll find yourself caring about a person without trying. They look nothing like your usual crush types, but you get lost in their eyes daily. You see beauty in their imperfections. You hide nothing from them. You want marriage and family with them. You thank the universe for them. You truly love them.
show you how to become a millionaire. All you need is to have one thing that you can get $10 for. I don't care if it's cutting hair, cutting grass, painting, babysitting. Just get somebody to give you $10. All I want you to do is do it 10 more times. That's all. You'll have $100. I want you to do it 10 more times. You're gonna have $1,000. What I want you to do is do it 10 more times. You'll now have $10,000. Do it 10 more times. Just 10, whatever you did to make the 10,000, do it 10 more times. You're gonna have $100,000. Here's the trick of tricks. Once you make $100,000, you're gonna have to hire a few people. Same thing you did to make the 100,000. I just want you to do it 10 more times. Congratulations. You are a millionaire.
The number one fear is fear of failure.
Yes.
And so I like to take things a step further. I'm always like, why, till I get to the very last why I can get, because that's really where the truth always is.
Yes.
And so why is as human beings, the biggest fear failure? Well, it's because we don't want to be embarrassed. Yes. Right? So it's really ultimately fear of embarrassment,
yes,
which then led me to fear of what other people think of me is the real root of the issue. So that is where I spend a lot of time working myself too. I've been a student of that for since I'm 16. I've been working on not caring what other people think about me. And it took me a minute, but I realized that not caring what other people think about me doesn't have to mean I don't care about them, which is a big, important thing to recognize. But, you know, and I will practice embarrassing myself, Tony. I intentionally embarrass myself. I mean, I'll randomly just start singing in an elevator, and it's super embarrassing and everyone looks at me like I'm crazy, or, you know, if I notice, I will feel if it's been too long since I've been really mortally embarrassed, and then I will do it, because if you're seeking it, it loses its power over you, you know? Then all of a sudden it's like, well, being embarrassed is the goal. And what I also realized, by being embarrassed over and over again, it makes a great story. I mean, a lot of people will get embarrassed, and then the worst thing to do is be like, I hope no one saw that. I hope, you know, I never want to talk about that again, or whatever. I'm like, hey guys, you're not going to believe what happened to me. And I realize it's one of the best ways to connect with other humans. So they're gifts. I'm like, every time I'm embarrassed, it's such a gift. What can I do with that?
Intrigue compliment. Give someone a compliment that's specific, but begin it with this phrase. Do you know what I like about you? First, you're signaling that something interesting is coming. How do I know it's interesting? Because it's about them. And that's the most interesting subject in the world to that person, right? So do you know what I like about you? Pause, right? You can even not put it in that message. Just put one message. You could do this in conversation too and just take a beat. But in text, you say, do you know what I like about you? And then you can wait for them to respond. Or just take a few seconds or a minute and then send the next part. That creates this moment of suspense, intrigue, curiosity, and it then allows you to give a specific compliment that shows not only a generous nature, but it also shows confidence, because you're confident enough to actually embrace and speak out loud about something specific you like about another person.
Attraction is a secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration. Everything in this room is moving. Nothing rests. This table's moving. It just appears to be still. The law of vibration decrees everything moves, nothing rests. Well, when you think, you put you onto a frequency. You can only attract what's on that frequency. You think about a person a lot. Just concentrate on that person will phone you, or you'll bump into them on the street. Because you're thinking about it, yeah. The law of attraction takes over. You can attract to you what you're in harmony with. But when you set goals, you got to see yourself already there. That's called a mindset. A lot of people talk about mindset, they don't understand what it is. They set their mind on the frequency that they have to be in to attract what they have to attract. And that's how the goal moves into form. You get emotionally involved, you're so intellectually and emotionally involved. The only problem is you don't have it on a physical plane yet, but it will manifest in time.